finally got his gas, and now Dimaga is only working on one extractor. So I don't know what they're planning on doing, as these builds is not anything normal. As we do have another push here by a few stalkers, and HuK is just trying to keep the pressure on, forcing Dimaga to lose resources left and right to keep him far behind as he builds up his army and base, as he is now working on his natural as well. Now we do have tier 1 Protoss ground armor on the way for Nexus. For Nexus. For HuK, as that Nexus should be about done. So nope, it's just about halfway done. And we do finally have metabolic boost on the way here for Dimaga, which is going to help him tremendously against these stalkers and zealots that HuK has on the field. We have 3 more gateways on the way for HuK. So HuK is now definitely looked to mass gateway units, which I should say is pretty good against the Zerg. I mean, you don't if ends up to go in real late game, you don't want to mass just ground units. I mean, you have a good variety of units here. I mean, you got your basically meat shields here, the zealots, and then you got the sentries with with force fields and the shield, and then stalkers for range, which is a great composition of units you can build. But you also need those void rays or carriers, or anything. The air units definitely help out a lot. As we do have Dimaga is slowly pushing out with his swarm here, as he still is massing Zerglings, as that metabolic boost should be about done, as he does queue up 8 more Zerglings. He is finally now getting his lair, so we're probably going to see him transition into mutas, which is fairly common to do. So we're probably just going to see massive muta speedlings, which is a great build against Protoss here. I mean, you get the Zerglings to get the surround on the units and have the mutas come in for AoE damage. Now, it does look like HuK is going to be taking over his, trying to take over his third base, as these bunch of these Speedlings are coming into play. Great force field placement here by HuK. Wow, look at that force field placement there, separating that army there by Dimaga, so he's going to be able to pick off these Zerglings one by one. Definitely great force field placement there by HuK. That is amazing. That is why he is the #1 Protoss player in North America. That was wow. That was a lot of Zerglings there. Those Zerglings, if they got the surround there and he didn't use any force fields, he would have been able to take out most, if not all, those units there. Now we do have Dimaga is looking to take over his third base as well, as we do have HuK now is chasing that drone around so it can't build a hatchery there, as he is now going to push all his units into that third base that Dimaga is looking to take. Now we do have tier 1 missile attacks on the way, as well as tier 1 ground armor and groove spines for the Hydralisk on the way here for Dimaga. So Dimaga is just going to decide, instead of going mass mutas and speedlings, he's going to go mass hydras and zerglings. So yeah, it's a little different. I myself like mutas over hydras, but hydras are still real powerful, especially once you get the upgrades. Now we do have a robo facility on the way here for HuK, so we're probably going to see an observer get chrono boost out of there, and I won't be surprised if he gets a warp prism. But we're probably going to see him start massing some Colossi, because those are real powerful against the Zerg, especially if you get the extended thermal lance upgrade. You just fry those Zerglings to nothing. As HuK does have a good size arm here, as he just now hits 100 supply, and he is supply block there, 100 out of 100. As he just now starts, he just finally gets his pilot down. We do have a Twilight Council on the way, so that's going to be fairly interesting. As we do have HuK is trying to look to do something, as he has a bunch of units here spread out. As Dimaga is slowly spreading his creep to the middle of the map, so he's definitely looking to get that creep spread out as much as possible, as he does have now a bunch of Hydras with these Speedlings on the field. We do have now tier 1 Protoss armor is on the way here for HuK. So as that two observers, or probes, sorry, there was one observer that finished somewhere. Where is it? It's probably somewhere anyways, as the Twilight Council is done, so we're definitely going to see some charge lot. There's the observer. Now we're definitely going to see some charge lots on the field, as he's probably going to research charge as soon as he decides to do it. As we do have a push in here from HuK, as he managed to kill a bunch of those creep termers, preventing that creep to get spread out further. As we do now have the third base on the way here for Dimaga, as we do have a push coming in from HuK, and he does going to see that hatchery is going out. Is he going to be able to kill it? As no, he is not. As Dimaga, I don't know what he was doing with those Hydras, as he did with a nice little concave of Hydras here, and then we had to push in from HuK as he is trying to kill that hatchery, and I don't think he's going to be able to. Some great force field placement there by HuK, spreading out those Hydras, but they still got the range on those units there by HuK, and more force field placement there, just separating, killing, trapping those queens, as those queens are going to get picked off. As wow, that was some great transfusion there by both those queens by Dimaga, keeping those queens alive as HuK now traps those units there by Dimaga to be able to escape with what he has left. So another failed attack there by HuK, but definitely great force field placement there, saving his units, as much units as he can, to preserve him for another attack, as Dimaga is going to chase him down with his Hydras. Now we have a mass Hydras here by Dimaga as well as Queens. So we have nice to have an epic battle here, Stalkers versus Hydras, as a very random placement there by Force Field, as HuK is now forced to retreat with his units, but he's definitely going to get a surround here with his Stalkers from both sides, as these Hydras are just picking stuff off left and right. Wow, that's a lot of Hydras here by Dimaga. This it's like Stalker versus Hydras now on the field, as we do now have some Psionic Storm on the way as well as Charge for HuK. So hopefully, is he going to be able to get that? Yes, he is going to be able to get the Psi Storm done before. No, the Hydras were attacking it and they were going to kill it, but no, that Psi Storm is going to get done, and that's going to be deadly against the Hydras if he can get any High Templars on the field. As HuK was forced to pull off a bunch of probes to attack these Hydras, and I think he should be safe to defend against this, as we do have a huge surround here by HuK. He's got Stalkers everywhere just picking off these Hydras. So he definitely, wow, that is definitely great placement there by HuK, just getting the surround there on those Hydras, as that was a massive amount of Hydras there. But the damage was done. Dimaga did a ton of damage there, killed a bunch of units, killed a bunch of buildings, prevented Psi Storm and the legs for Zealots to stop in their place, as there's no pylon there to power them up. So we definitely have a bunch more Hydras are on the way for Dimaga. Dimaga is just straight up massing Hydras now, which is a pretty good choice, as, I mean, he did a ton of damage there. As the only reason HuK would have lost a bunch of units there, but well, he did lose a bunch of units there, but he would have lost that battle. But he split up those Stalkers, which was a great thing for him to do, and he just had the attack coming in from 3 different sides, and that just picked off those Hydras like nothing. Now we do have a bunch of High Templars on the field, as that Psi Storm is going to finish, as it did just finish, as well as those Charge Legs are going to be done. So HuK is going to be in a great place, as another push is coming out here from Dimaga. This could be game. If he can kill this this army here from HuK, HuK will be in huge trouble, as now Dimaga is pushing out, as he's pushing out even with Overlords too. I don't know what he's planning to do with those Overlords, as there is nothing in them, as he's spreading creep. Good choice there, as wow, great placement there by HuK with those Storms, and he did manage to kill a few of those Hydras and force Dimaga back, as a bunch of those Hydras have no health. Let's get those health bars up there. Look at that, army is basically dead, as HuK should be able to defend against this, as he does have some Archons on the way. Those Hydras, the rest of those Hydras are getting picked off by one-shots with just a handful of wow, Stalkers there, as HuK does good game. There you have it. 2 great players facing off, and HuK, #1 player in North America, just got destroyed by Dimaga. I gotta say though, he did do a great job defending the few attacks that Dimaga did throw at him at the start. I gotta give it to HuK for constant harass here from Dimaga, forcing him back in supply and economy. I mean, if you can keep that attack up, or that harass up in the beginning of the game, I mean, it forces people's build orders, macros, are set way back on what they plan on doing. And HuK tried countering Dimaga's mass Hydras here with some upgrades, but he didn't get the upgrades on the field soon enough, and cost him the game. So there you have it. This game goes to Dimaga, and I'll see you all next time.